Well, good morning everybody. Got the laser set up down there. We just fueled and greased up the dozer. Kyle's taking it over here and I get to walk. So we're going to get started on moving some dirt. I'll give him the game plan once I get over here. I'm going to start cutting out that little ridge where the excavator is sitting. We'll load in the truck back up there towards the roller, run another lift down through there, and keep raising that up all the way to that bigger pile of dirt right there to the right of the dozer. We're getting ready to move a little dirt. I'm gonna take the excavator, walk it over here to this far edge. I can't reach it. That's as far as I can reach from sitting there to lay it up on there. So we'll go ahead and cut this section out right here and haul it on that top edge. We'll run another row out, spread it out, and then maybe I can sit right here and cast the rest of that up there. We'll just see how it goes. Load out some dirt here. Haul looks like about another 4 or 5 loads, and we'll have to spread that out. In there, come on. Of course, it's going to be one of those that's all the way in the back of the bucket. Now we'll get 3 half scoops to clean that back up. That's how easy it is to forget to click them there. I was sitting there looking at it, I was like, well, I see 5 loads and I only had 4, and that was load number 6. First load of the day. We got that loaded, backing up there. So pretty much where he's dumping is on grade. That's about a foot low, and then obviously it continues on down to about 3 feet low. So we'll run another lift out through there, spread it out, keep raising it up. That lift should probably get that section to about the dozer on grade. We'll have to keep filling in around this way. I'm going to start cutting some dirt from here and laying it up on the pond dam for our next lift. Probably one more after this and we should be pretty close to grade, I would think. I hope. I'm going to be running out of dirt, so. start blading it down to the right depth. Done by lunchtime. We'll be pretty close. Spin a little bit so I don't swing into that. Try to avoid swinging into dirt. Loads worth of dirt moved today so far. A little more time consuming when you have to stop, spread it out, pack it in, and just, boy, if you were digging, gosh, we could have dug this whole pond 2 weeks if it was just, you know, dig and pile up. Probably wouldn't even took that long. This machine will move 3,000 or 4,000 yards of dirt a day if you're just digging a hole and piling dirt up. Dozer and blend that all together. This last little bit of dirt, we'll just throw it in the truck, haul it over there to that corner, dump it out. Heck, I might be able to sit up on the dam there and reach most of it. Dirt. All right, we're getting this third lift packed in. Couldn't remember if that was the second or the third, but that's the third. Kyle's on his little roller, packing that down. That's pretty much on grade. I want him to dump that over the edge, but he dumped it right there. I can go up there and push it out of the way, but I think we're going to have enough dirt for the dam, and then maybe a little bit extra to throw over the backside. If not, I'm gonna have to take some of that and push back up here to soften this slope. So we'll see how it goes. Well, just the last little bit here, digging it out of the pond. And I'm gonna lay it back here and we'll blade this off. Kind of blend this slope in. And I'm gonna have to push a little bit more dirt up from down there. Didn't quite have enough. But if that's all I'm short on this big project, I think 15 loads ain't so bad. Dirt clod. That's a dirt clod. It looked like a rock. Finish this up, go grab some lunch, come back and dress this corner up. It's like a little victory. The pond is completely dug now. Other than a bunch of dress up work around there, all of the major dirt is moved. I got Kyle over there cleaning up those two burn piles, hauling them over there to that other low area to dump that out. Got all that slicked up, still got to spread topsoil. We came up a little bit short right here. I pushed the dirt too far, well I dumped it too far down the hill, so I'm gonna take the excavator, lay a little bit of that back, and then take the 7, push all this back up here to kind of just fill in this corner right here a little bit, so it's kind of a nice radius around here. Let's get to it. Well, I got the D7 fueled up. Kyle's about done with the second ash pile over there. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? I'm gonna walk back over there and grab the 350. I need to fuel it up, and I'll walk back over there and get the dozer just to bring everything back over here for the weekend. We'll be back next week to do all the grading around here. There's a fair amount of that. Spread all that topsoil and get this place wrapped up. So that looks a lot better. I was able to take the D7 and push a lot of that dirt from back there in the back up here and kind of blend all that in. Take the little dozer next week, blade all that out. Salvaged up a couple loads of topsoil from over here. Kind of start spreading over top of it, kind of get this roughed in. Then we'll haul that pile of topsoil down here, just kind of scattered across the top. Got some more down there, and then that big pile over there where he's at. So hopefully that'll be enough to put a skim coat over top of it. There just wasn't a whole lot of topsoil out here on this side, and everything that was over here was only about 3 inches deep and just full of roots and grass, and it would have just been an absolute nightmare to try to respread back over top of everything, make it look nice. So we mixed it all together and hauled it over here.